Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about 10 reasons why you shouldn't start sneaker reselling. Now, this is a bit of a weird video, considering my whole channel is about sneaker reselling. I sneaker resell myself, I pretty much resell anything that can make money, and I review bots that are all about sneaker reselling, collectibles reselling, stuff like that. So why am I making a video about why you shouldn't resell? And this is mainly because of a video I was watching. Now, you see lots of people online where they're hitting 100 clips. You see Bottle Boy Nova. You see Instagram posts. Even in the news. And sneaker reselling is made to be something very glamorous. The brand recognition of Yeezy, Supreme, Jordan, it's very glamorous and it comes with the idea of lots of money. And you don't really think about the hard work that goes behind it and shipping out the shoes on a daily basis and what that's actually like. So here are 10 things that you want to consider and actually why you shouldn't start sneaker reselling. So the first one is really what my channel is all about, and it is bots. On a release, to increase your chances of getting the most success, you need to have access to every bot. You need to be running every bot to its full potential. You need to have the most proxies. You need to be running every task. You need to be on a server. That is impossible. And buying a bot for a lot of people when they're starting is impossible. Now, I didn't start with a bot. I started just manually hitting. And back then, it wasn't that hard. I was hitting Court Purples manually, Yeezy Slides manually. I was hitting Yeezys even manually. It wasn't that hard. It was just Adidas Splash Page. Now, that just genuinely isn't possible anymore. Botting has changed. And if you wanted to do that, you'd be having to run Splash Force, Project Destroyer, other bots, especially with Foot Locker. I want to say Foot Locker is the main culprit here. It's just impossible to run every single bot. You need Kodai, Cyber, Luna, Moji, Ganesh. Ganesh, you can't even rent. The other ones cost thousands of dollars, and if you're renting this on a release, your investment's gonna have to be huge. You're gonna have loads of money already, and as a beginner, you cannot afford that. Also, the success on bots are changing every week. Bots are doing well one week and then doing absolutely rubbish the other. So the inconsistency is actually huge. So how are you meant to start and just hit? I think the idea of just going in straight away and doing well is completely wrong. It takes years to get to that level or a lot of money. And obviously, if you're starting small, it is going to take you a long time. So the expectations need to be sorted out completely for sneaker reselling, because I don't think they are managed and explained at all. Number 2 is it is more expensive than ever. As I was just saying, this pretty much links quite well to the second point, but shoe retails are going up. Yeezys cost £180 per pair. Resell on bots is also going, it's higher than ever. These are always increasing. Cyber lifetime is like 10 grand now, which is insane. When I started reselling, I want to say it was like 7 max. But probably less than that. I know Cyber renewal was around 4 grand. So the price increase there in what could have only been 1 to 2 years is insane. But bot prices are going up, and essentially you need to join now or your bot will be more expensive in a few months, and that's just the way it goes. It's only going to get worse from here. Bot prices are only going to go up. Now, that is generally speaking. Obviously, if they flop on a release, they're going to go down. But overall, bot prices are going up. This is not a thing that 14-year-old kids can do anymore without the help of parents or to have a job. So it's not beginner friendly. This is not a starter way to make money. Again, almost all the points are almost interlinked. Number 3 is there's more people than ever. There is more competition. There are thousands of Instagram pages trying to sell shoes. On eBay, there are loads of listings. On these drops, there's more people than ever going for them. More people are joining, more people advertising, and more people in the industry, and bots kind of not accepting and adapting for the increased amount of people. This is why the prices are going up. The demand is increasing massively, and it is just getting harder because the shoe stock isn't really going up, but the amount of people trying to resell, trying to get these pairs is massively. Another one that I really don't think is talked enough is about the time. And this is the amount of time it takes to, first of all, get the shoe. I mean, long drops with Foot Locker, you're in queues for hours, and that just does take time, and I don't think people really consider it. You come in sneaker reselling saying, oh, I'm going to work so hard, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but when you have to get out of bed at 6 AM for a BSTM release, when you have to sit in a Foot Locker queue for 3 hours and you're burning your money away, and you put 60, 70 quid in, and then plus another 30, 100 quid overall, and that's just on a proxies and a rental, and you're getting nothing. You're going to hate yourself, you're going to be annoyed, you're going to have no money, and you would have wasted 4 or 5 hours. You're going to be tired, you're setting up, everything. It just takes a lot of time. Getting packaging materials, mesh restocks at 3 AM to 5 AM, waking up then, being tired for exams, hitting restocks, always having Discord on, always having notifications on your phone. This is just kind of small stuff that I don't think people talk about. You've got to always have your phone notifications on, always ready, have TeamViewer with your PC on so you can connect to it and run for restocks. If you want to be on it, this is stuff you have to do, and you have to consider that, do you really want to go into something where you cannot take a rest because shock drops happen and you need to be ready? And again, it links to my point, number 6, you will lose money. This is no longer a fully profitable industry where you can kind of go for a drop half-hearted and normally get a pair or two and make profit. This is a game now. If you want to do well, you've got to go fully out. You've got to have an investment. You've got to spend £500 on bulk renting bots. If you want to hit, you've got to bulk rent bots. You've got to get huge proxy plans, and you've got to burn, and you've got to be prepared to lose money. And I think the second you actually hear you might lose money, it is going to put you off. I don't think anyone really explains the reality of reselling. And even the lucky botter says he doesn't put certain stuff on YouTube. And that's because it's boring. You don't want to see half the side of reselling because it is boring. And that isn't attractive. But that's not what people are going to show you. So in a way, I'd say, start reselling and you will see how hard it is, because it's not that glamorous. Number 7 is that it can be very demotivating. As I said with the time, you're spending hours and hours setting up, running in a queue. And then also with losing money, you're going to be demotivated. You're going to hate yourself. Everything's going to be going badly for the rest of the day. You'll get some shoes sometimes that, your cook group would have said will be profitable, and you won't be able to sell them. In fact, you might have to take a loss on some items. This is what I'm saying, that you will lose money. Some stuff just does take time to sell, especially if it's high value. Personally, don't sell on StockX because I try and get a bit more money and I am happy holding shoes. So I might have them on eBay for a few months. And this can lead to a lack of motivation, especially when you're putting so much money in, getting not a lot out, and your progression sometimes will go nowhere. You'll have dry months where nothing sells. You'll have dry months where you're not able to get everything. You will have months that do well, but these down months are really hard, and a lot of people are affected by them, and you just don't see that. You're better off getting a job at a cafe instead of starting reselling, because you'll have a more consistent income. You might not be able to earn as much, but long term, it will probably set you up better. And you probably won't be having to wake up at 6 a.m. for a release and then getting nothing and losing money. Now, you also need connections. And what I mean by this is, especially in the UK, you need connections for reshipping. I've done a whole video on reshipping that will be in one of the corners up there. Reshipping is essential for anyone in the UK or EU. And if you don't have a reshipper, if you don't have a certain address, if you don't have a reshipper in Austria, in Czech Republic, in these certain regions, you will not perform as well. And it's the idea of kind of needing someone to perform well. Reliability is a key thing. And if you don't have someone who you can go to, you definitely need to have people that can, sort you out, get you discounts. And that's something I realized very early on. And in fact, one of my school friends was a developer. So I did incredible out of that. He's helped me so much. In fact, he helped me actually get sponsored by Notify, which is a massive thing to help me get to where I am today. So connections, I believe, is everything. Another one is information. And I believe information is extremely hard to get. If you want to get the real good information from a cook group, a good cook group, Flex Workshop, a hidden society, or most notably for me, NotifyEU, these are hard groups to get into. In fact, a lot of time, memberships can resell on BotBroker. They even have a section for memberships. And this just shows you how valuable information is. Because at the end of the day, that is what everyone's competing for. And a group with good information is more valuable than anything. NotifyEU, I'm going to use that as my example because they are my sponsor. Their memberships sell out in super quick. If you don't have an autofill ready, if you don't have, a non-3DS card, you might not get in. And this is part of the problem. Good information is hard to get. Now, my 10th point I've linked to quite a bit, and it's very similar, but getting help, and I mean good help, is hard. A lot of the top people are really hard to talk to, and in fact, I can't even talk to some people. Now, I've been honoured to talk to some people like AYCD Jake, and this has all been through my YouTube channel, and I'm extremely grateful for that, because communication with people like that is insane when you look at how successful they've been with sneaker reselling. There's been points in sneaker reselling when I've felt like I've had no one to talk to because I've had an issue with eBay, I've had an issue with a drop, I don't know why I'm not hitting, I don't know what's happening, I'm having a dry month, what can I do? I need advice on what I should do when I just haven't been able to talk to anyone, and I felt really alone. And that's something I think a lot of people will feel. If you're kind of you don't have any friends in this, if you just kind of talk to your people in your cook group, it's hard to talk about a lot of stuff with them. you know, because essentially you don't really know them, they'll be leaving, they'll be joining, and I know this is with most industries, but I don't think like sneaky reselling should be that. I try and talk to, if anyone messages me on Discord, I honestly try and talk to them. And now I think this should be changing. I've seen so many things on Twitter at the moment with just general help groups. I've seen Alex, the manager from Zonos, and also I believe Frank White talk about this, just creating a group where people can ask questions, and I think that is so important. I do think knowledge, and I mean the true knowledge, should be made a lot more accessible for sneaker reselling. And I guess in a way, there's no magic number, there's no magic key, but sneaker reselling is a maze. Knowledge is one of the hardest things, and I mean good knowledge is one of the hardest things to come by, and it's valued very, very highly. Now, this has been a bit of a waffly video, but I think you kind of get the gist of it. Sneaker reselling is not as easy as it was. It's only getting harder, it's only getting more expensive, and the entry barrier is going up with this. Now, if you guys have enjoyed the video, please be sure to like the video. This is something that I know it's weird, but I wanted to make a video on, and I made it pretty quickly. Comment down your opinions on this, because I really want to hear your opinions. Now, I'm not expecting this video to bang in views or anything, but I thought I might as well make it just because I wanted to make a video. Subscribe, because pretty much none of you are subscribed if you're watching this, and I will see you in another video.